Folks, welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. So, it's Totalitarian Tuesday, Livingston, man. It's Totalitarian Tuesday. Welcome, Peaceful Monkey, Hunter and Betty Lou, Tracy Mickle in the house, Vision Preparedness, Tigress, East Tennessee Preparedness, Christy Garner, Pilgrim Prepping, the Virginia Bushcrafter. What is going on, everybody? How you doing tonight? It's Totalitarian Tuesday, Livingston, man. And if you don't know what totalitarian means, well, while we play the intro, you guys should probably go look that one up. Welcome back. It's Totalitarian Tuesday, Livingston.
Check it out. Watch this.
Oh, man. That is wild, bro. That is wild. Oh, man. Livingston, man. Killing it. So, how's everybody's holiday? How was your Christmas? How was everything? I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas.
You know what? Christmas was an absolute blast. I loved it.
Fantastic.
I needed it. America, the world needed fucking Christmas, dude.
Yeah, we did. We definitely did.
After what they put us through the last couple of years here, like...
Yeah, Christmas was welcome.
We needed it.
Big time.
And it was good.
Big time. That's right. You didn't have to worry about people peeking in to see how many cars were in the driveway. You know, nobody cared this year.
I never did see those guys. Nice. I really hope they'd come around too. The Jehovah's Witnesses there. A moment to talk about our Lord Anthony Fauci.
That's right. TT1, what's happening, my brother? How are you? Man, Fed Up American in the house. Jeep Girl, Jim Wilson, Tracy Mickle, what's happening, sister? Wow, Charmaine, what's going on? Sunset in the house. Coffee first, then speak. Triple Threat Firearms in the house. Tracy K. Did you miss the whole thing? No, you are right on time. We are just here getting started tonight. So, I hope y'all looked up the definition of totalitarian while we were playing the intro there, because it's very relevant to a lot of the topics that we're going to talk about here tonight. And
don't you like that all-seeing eye that's just always got its like finger up your bum? Like,
well, it's
a metaphor for government.
Totalitarianism is the complete and total takeover by the government, right? That's total. That's totalitarianism, right?
I mean, the control is total.
So hot off the presses here tonight. This is exclusive. Y'all probably haven't heard this yet anywhere on YouTube, but the House tonight ordered the immediate removal of TikTok from all devices, especially inside Congress. Now, I've got to read this one to you.
Was it all government-issued devices?
It says the House Tuesday ordered the immediate removal of social networking app TikTok from its devices, according to an email obtained by Fox News. In the email, the House Chief Administrative Office wrote to staff members and lawmakers informing them that TikTok is banned from all House-managed devices beginning immediately. So they didn't give them any time to, turn their stuff over and put the TikTok app on a different device. It was immediate removal.
Well, because it's that easy. You hold down on the icon and it's like uninstall, and they'll start dancing, and you hit uninstall, and it's that easy. So
yeah,
they were
and
like,
it's gone.
now.
And it's gone. So it's been said that TikTok,
if it's so dangerous, then how much damage has already been done?
Well, it would appear that the damage may be extensive, Livingston man, and they're trying to maybe do some damage control right now. So the government has banned TikTok on all house devices, and you got to remove it because it supposedly gives China a backdoor to any computer that you log into that's associated with this device.
Found on wikipedia.org.
Oh my goodness.
The Schwarzwaldklinik is a German television series produced by
computer
between 9.
Stop.
Wow. Did you hear that? The machines are taking over.
He's worried about TikTok.
There you have it.
It's my cousin.
Yeah, this is. It's true.
Well, it's an interesting development because I know you're picking, like, you have a government versus, I don't know, whatever TikTok is, but let's call it a
Chinese spy app.
All right, so let's call it a company or a spy app or whatever it is. But I think that perhaps the blame here is being misdirected and overblown.
Okay.
What TikTok is it lets you point a camera at yourself and like do whatever.
Right.
So their fear, I suppose, is that you're giving the Chinese government, if they want, like, you know, kind of like surveillance capability right within the United States from anybody's cell phone. And, you know, who knows what's built into the end user license agreement.
That's what they're saying the trick is.
When they're like, click that thing and you can use the app, and everybody clicks the thing. But you don't know what that really says in there, or what you actually, or I just need permission to all your everything, bro.
Yeah, everything. So apparently when you click that terms of agreement, you give them backdoor access to any computer that device is associated to. So if this is connected to my laptop, which is connected to my home computer, which is connected to maybe a work computer at a place that you work, right? So maybe you log into different emails from all these different computers.
Well, your phone follows you around. Like when
Well, so does the stuff, TikTok app, and it backdoors itself through everything into all of your information. So potentially, if you have the TikTok app, you could already have a social credit score in mainland China.
Are you a model citizen?
That's right. This is on your permanent record.
Do you worship the glorious
That's right.
leader?
Jay Creature knows what we're talking about. It's on your permanent record.
They tried to warn you. Mm-hmm. They tried to warn you, but would we listen? No, we didn't listen. We took them all for granted, right? If you don't have a Band-Aid over your kids, I know I need to make that bigger.
I'm missing a little bit. Over your kid's computer camera, you're failing. That's right. Block them all out, guys. Block them all out. The NSA is always watching, always listening. So that's why we do it here live. There's nothing to hide. 1984. You're right, Tony. You're right. That's, we're.
Someone has quite literally been using that book as an instruction manual. And they're so arrogant that they're not even trying to hide the fact anymore. I watched a cool version I didn't know existed. I love the book. I've read it repeatedly. You guys heard me talk about it hundreds of times on our live streams, but it's a great book, and that's why I talk about it so much, because it was written, I think, in 1947, at least when the first edition dropped. Right. But it's just completely relevant. You're reading this like this is
like a playbook.
Just made yesterday.
It's like a playbook. The double speak and the double think and the rewriting of history. And they're doing it digitally. If you guys notice that,
cancel culture,
paper books in schools are a thing of the past. Rescue, what's happening, my friend? How are you?
Stay with me.
The paper books are just about gone, right? Right. Everything's a digital
copy. I don't really go to school anymore.
A digital copy. But if you start looking up some digital definitions, they've started to change these definitions. For instance, they say that the Second Amendment is you're allowed to have a gun when you're in a militia. And if you look, you can see that they are rewriting some of these definitions. And they put it out there, and it will be accepted. It will be taught in schools. The kids don't learn cursive anymore, right?
Well, they play on the fact that what is legal and what it says is different from what everybody thinks it means. Like, you've seen all these YouTube videos where a guy walks around and asks people, like,
What does it mean?
Third grade questions, and they don't know what it is. Like, this is absolutely counted on. Stupidity and ignorance are counted on by he who would oppress and repress you. Because if you don't know, you can't say, that ain't right. No, keep everybody stupid and just figure that they'll believe what you say.
That's right. If you're wearing something fancy, you got glasses on, you know, a little official name tag on you, people are more likely to believe you. Well, yours says made in America.
I felt attacked for a second.
They went Twilight Zone perception. Absolutely.
Well, they also expect another thing that was talked about in 1984 was the double think, where essentially to break it. You have to read the book, and if you haven't, you should. But double think is when you know it's wrong, but you put it aside because it's not right.
Accepted. Right. Yeah.
And you can hold both. It's the vegan that loves cheeseburgers arguing.
Tracy K, no, you're exactly right. And that's the point that I was getting at, is that if you can't read cursive language, you can't read historical documents. Only the typed interpretation of those historical documents.
I've seen the state of America's education system. I'm not sure they're really worried about whether kids can read.
Cognitive dissonance. Absolutely, Hunter.
Our teachers told us you can't type with two fingers.
Rescue, you're absolutely right.
Now we type with our thumbs. They said you'll never have a calculator in your pocket. You do. The technology is going to make everybody dumb. Why should I know anything?
Yeah, we got nothing but dumb people and smart devices, right?
Exactly. Why should I know anything when I can just ask the device? It knows.
Yep, rescue is exactly correct. They repeat the BS until it becomes the norm. For instance, you hear them say, our democracy, our democracy, our democracy. We are not a democracy here in the United States of America. We are a constitutional republic. A representative republic, where we have representatives who go and represent the government for us. And it's come so disconnected, and they've thrown this democracy word around so much. That's why we got the title Totalitarian Tuesdays, because that's where we're headed, folks. That's where we're headed. Total government takeover of all things, right? All things.
Well, who could do it better, really? I mean...
right? You couldn't possibly manage things like electricity by yourself, right? Right? You couldn't possibly manage the power grid, not with all these events going on, right? So I think there may be a government takeover of the energy sector in the works, folks. Now, that's just a personal feeling that I have. Well, but I'm watching all these things happen, Livingston, man. And it makes me think, man, why would they want to see all of this fail? Maybe they want to see it fail because they say, well, obviously you can't do enough to protect what we've invested in. So perhaps we should just take it over, right? Then government runs all the energy infrastructure.
But we all want change. We all want big sweeping change. We all want to usher in an era of the future.
We all want free shit.
So, ladies and gentlemen, to do that, you have got to tear down the old structure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the same way that we used to burn whale blubber to light
the lamps. Yeah. Yeah. Times do change. But is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's never easy, if nothing else, right? There's always, it's tumultuous, you're shaking out the dust and fucking tearing shit down and rebuilding it. Yeah, it's a pain in the fucking ass.
Campbell, I agree with that sentiment. It does sound a little Venezuela-ish, right?
Well, okay. If any country has the capital, resources, and the drive of the people to pull off an actual transformation, it's America. Yeah, surprise, Venezuela couldn't do it. Really well.
So you're saying we have the money, the manpower, and the technology to do it?
When this whole "Make America Great Again" thing, what if the next, the new era of America is this clean, electric, solar powered? I'm just saying, imagine it.
Yeah. So I can envision it. I can also envision them being able to
a space race type
plug and unplug your heat at will as well. You know, if they ever really wanted to punish a section of people, maybe there was an uprising in say Queens, right? So what do? They turn the gas off to Queens, just Queens, right?
Well,
Turn the
they can
electric
do that
off
anyway.
to
They can do that and
Queens,
will
right?
anyway.
Jay Creature, you're absolutely right. I do believe it all boils down to depopulation.
I don't want to be so cliche as to compare my vision of the future to like movies and shit, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like The Fifth Element. You ever see that movie?
I
They like live in little pods, like it's
Okay.
a tiny little apartment. He gets like to have like this one little cigarette. It's like all filter and like 2 drags of a cigarette. He gets like one.
Yeah.
And like everything is rationed. The cops come to the door and they can see through, and like it's not so dystopian. Like there's still like a vision of a free market. Taco Bell won the fast food wars.
Okay.
So all restaurants are Taco Bell.
That's Taco Bell takeover.
But it's like a 5-star restaurant when you go there. Like it's the fanciest shit you ever seen. So I mean, I kind of see like this like neo-capitalist like
technocracy.
yeah, where you know, and where people poverty breeds crime.
Right.
Boredom, the devil's
So
idle hands.
bring
make the
on the
devil's work.
RoboCops, right?
No, I'm saying if you can fix society to where people aren't bored and aren't impoverished, there won't really be crime. There'll be sick people that need to be dealt with.
Right.
But petty shit like looting and like vandalism and like, I don't know, like the stuff that really actually gets under people's skin. Serial killers don't bother people that much. They like, they love
like a certain subsegment.
They love
We're
that
just gonna take some
story. As long as it's
pictures.
not
Just
them
gonna
getting
take
killed
some
by the dude,
pictures.
they could give a fuck. But looters, rioting, you know, mass unrest, this kind of thing can be done away with by just providing fucking services for society and not just a segment of it.
Yeah, and Greenleaf and Tony are right. Children mine most of the cobalt that comes for the batteries that would power the electric revolution. And unfortunately, right now, majority of electricity.
How old was your grandpa when he went and did ironwork on the fucking Empire State Building? What, 13, right? We're all proud of that shit, aren't we?
Well, yeah, it's true.
I get what you're saying.
In foreign countries, they take advantage of whatever they can to get it done as cheap as humanly possible. It sucks. It's a side effect of the world. And if, you know, people want cheap shit, that's kind of what goes along with it. Y'all love your iPhones.
It's the double thing.
Love your
This is the
iPhone.
double thing. Well, go ahead. Everybody, because nobody went on Amazon and nobody bought anything online over Christmas, right? And then all of a sudden, we're going to stand here and care about child labor. You didn't care about child labor
when you're ordering
3 days ago.
When you're ordering,
What the fuck do you think the fucking Santa's elves are?
Yeah, they're child labor.
It's built into the legend, guys. Child labor.
Yeah.
So I'm not coming out for child labor. Yes. Now, are these things that we should address in our society, or are these things that we should simply ignore? Okay. Like, well, I'm just going to keep on burning my gas engine because them Peruvians are making the children work. I know plenty of American children that actually should go to fucking work. So,
Yeah.
again,
The Oompa Loompas, says Hunter. You got to keep the Oompa Loompas happy, though. You know, in these places, they don't really pay the Oompa Loompas very well.
did they die?
Well, some, but you know, sacrifices have to be made.
As an American, I have to check my privilege because I am
Gotta
the
get
1%.
those batteries out. Gotta get those batteries out.
Ladies and gentlemen, then what do you... Okay, everybody, I get it. Now, how then do we usher in the future sustainably, responsibly, and ethically? Because then everybody wants to turn around and shit on those practices, too.
I don't have the answers.
It's too woke.
But I
don't
think
like
we
it.
need to...
Trying to be nice to the environment.
We have to
Okay.
figure out a way to move forward, you know?
But ask yourself,
It's tough, man. It's tough. It's a juggling act.
everyone hates these ideas and these concepts because they're brought forth by Democrats, and that's the only reason. Because if you actually just think about... I saw a great quote from whoever. I'm not going to put it on the screen because I don't know who said it, but it was a tweet or whatever, and they were like, somebody asked me why I care about the environment so much, and I said, because I live there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You know, if everybody would just take care of their own and do what's right for themselves, and you know, just try to be leave the world a better place than you found it. You know, don't bury your shit in the backyard, because eventually it's going to get dug up again. It's tough, man. It's tough to try and find a way, and then the government tries to get involved and regulate everything. Sometimes they have to. You know, there was a time when dumping toxic chemicals out back was perfectly normal.
We didn't know.
And
now we dump them into our kids.
Potentially, we tainted a lot of drinking water, caused a lot of problems down the line, but we've learned from it, and we're still learning, and hopefully we can figure it out. But I have to bring up another topic, Livingston, man, because we've absolutely crushed this one. But I had a whole bunch of topics for tonight, and we went down tangent lane here. If the kids would just clean their room like they were asked to. It's true. But I do want to talk a bit about Buffalo and the things that happened here recently over the Christmas holiday in Buffalo. So it's to the point in Buffalo now where the military police are keeping people off the roadways.
We're going to do this whole cool thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, guys, we're back. So this is a scene in Buffalo, New York. Blah, blah, blah. On December 27th, that's today. This is Buffalo today. Picture here. Tell them, Mike, what happened?
Yeah, the state and military police were sent Tuesday to keep people off of Buffalo's snow-choked roads. And they keep counting fatalities here in Buffalo. This has been the deadliest snowstorm in 2 generations in the Buffalo area. More than 30 people are reported to have died in the region. Let's see, 7 storm-related deaths announced Tuesday. The toll surpasses that of the historic blizzard of 77, blamed for killing as many as 29 people. So this storm was serious. Could you keep scrolling down on that for me, Livingston, man? No, it doesn't go on much more.
It tells a story about how a fella had a 6-foot bank of snow at the end of his driveway.
Yeah, and they're actually
social media.
They're actually. Could you turn the little picture off? They're actually waiting for more snow now. When the Great Lakes are not frozen and the wind blows across those things, it snows like crazy on the eastern shores of the Great Lakes. And it is just going to keep snowing. I heard in some cases they got as much as 5 feet of snow on the roads before they had a chance to do anything. Peaceful Monkey, that's right, lake effect. And a lot of people froze in their cars, guys. This is something that we, as prepared-minded people, should be ready for. I know you get dressed up in your Christmas getup and you're going out Christmas Eve to the in-laws' house and everybody's dressed all nice for dinner, and now you're stuck in a 2-foot snowbank and you can't see.
You're not dressed for that.
You're not dressed for that. More snow, more looting. That's another problem that they had out there. I shared some stuff on social media with a few people of the looting that was happening in Buffalo. Oh, you got your green refrigerator. He's got a green refrigerator. He just puts him out the window, guys. It's a green revolution here tonight. Yeah. The Family Dollar was looted. That wasn't just one. That was multiple locations. Once they announced that there would be no more emergency services, folks just took to the road.
Can I ask what, like, so?
Jay Creature, I will actually show you guys the New York State Police get up here.
Oh, you guys want to see
around.
this shit? We got this shit. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get this like proper and ready.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to show you guys. This is what the state troopers are going to use.
If you're blocking the road, this is what's going to happen to you guys. They're sending in the big guns. They come in, just grab your car, pick it up. They don't care anything about it. Here, just dump it over here. That your exhaust, it's a skid steer. They just pick it up and chuck it where they want it. Big trucks, everything. In the next clip, you're going to see that the one vehicle has all of its windows busted out of it. Now, that was either folks looting the car.
That looks like a bullet hole. There's a straight up circular hole in the windshield. You see that?
Yeah, man. It's
you guys, so
that's what they're going to jack your car with. These guys are stuck.
What J. Claw said.
Yeah, exactly. They just pick them up and move them wherever the hell they want. They don't care. You guys have got to make sure that you are prepared to deal with this stuff. Because it's nasty. It's nasty.
I've been reading about this guy. I've only seen loud ass headlines. But our
this fella?
Next top story tonight is Congressman-elect George Santos admits to astounding series of lies. Now, fill me in. Because I don't really know.
So
it's like this guy lying his ass off. And
he
then,
lied basically about his whole entire life. Basically, I have this degree and that degree.
He was married to a woman despite declaring he's openly gay. Okay. He's never had an issue with his sexual identity. Who cares if he did?
Yeah.
He dated women in the past. I married a woman. It's personal.
Yeah. And,
I'm very much gay.
He said that he never claimed to be Jewish.
People change. He's one of those people who change. He's ex-straight. Okay.
Interesting. Very interesting. This guy should be removed. I mean, if you're found that your whole thing was based on lies and deceit, I think they should, yank your ticket to Congress.
What the? Oh my goodness, this guy is incredible.
Yeah, he
never claimed to be Jewish. He's Catholic. Because I learned my maternal family had a Jewish background. I said I was Jew-ish.
Yeah, he lied. They're actually thinking about bringing this guy up on criminal charges.
Oh, because he's the first one that said some things to get elected, and then he wasn't that thing.
Yeah,
I mean, this sounds outrageous.
Totally,
I mean, wow.
Totally just embellished on everything.
Or did he shit all over the system? I don't know how. I don't know what
Patty
side
S.
I'm on
I agree. I think he should resign out of just disgrace alone.
He's not the criminal here.
Yeah, that's what he says. He's not a criminal.
Republicans have largely given Santos a pass on his cascade of fibs, with several noting that Senator Richard Blumenthal had been caught exaggerating his military service. As well as, I can jump right in here and say that President Biden lies his motherfucking ass off straight every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Numerous Democrats have called out Santos. Representative Ted Luce demanded he resign, and New York State Attorney General Tish James is reportedly looking into whether any laws were broken.
That's right. So
if
they find that this guy just blatantly lied
we're paying
about
attention to
everything, they may bring him up on criminal charges. I don't know. You guys would have to let me know what laws could he possibly broken. I mean, you totally steered the public trust, right? You openly lied about everything.
I don't get as dastardly as it is. Here's a politician lying his ass off. But I feel like, thanks for the honesty, bro. Thanks for the lube. For once.
Prepared Irishman says we should replace him with a politician who doesn't lie. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Be right back.
Pilgrim says fraud. Yeah, man. He says apocalyptic times. Livingston man is drinking from a glass bottle.
These were Christmas presents, and I'm very appreciative to the person.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'm keep them in the window between the screens.
That's right. Yeah, as long as you got a good tough screen.
Air refrigerator going.
That's right, Terry. Nobody does anything about it. It's a worthless subject. Nothing happens to these politicians. They get a slap on the wrist, and then they go run for some other office.
Because they play a game. It's like playing against a cheater. And not only that, but you're playing against the person that can make the rules. I'm going to date myself here, but there was a late, great comic strip called Calvin and Hobbes.
Okay.
And they played a game called Calvin Ball.
Yep.
Where there were no rules and you just made it up as you went.
Yeah.
That's what these folks do. And that you, as the citizen, are left on the defensive at all times because they make the rules and you have to abide by them and they don't.
Right.
They just get to call the game. You have to attempt to play
by the rules that they're making up.
That in a lot of cases, as we sit here and struggle,
sure is what it seems like.
Struggled, even Letitia James, big badass that she is, Queen Letitia, gotta go look at the books and
see
find out
if they can dig up some dirt in this.
Here's why that's bullshit.
Because he's a Republican.
You can't do that.
Because he's a Republican. If it was a Democrat that was in the same shoes,
it's like a cop pulling you over and being like, "I don't care."
They would be okay with it.
I'm going to sit here and find out what you did is wrong. When they do this kind of thing, there's no probable cause.
Correct.
It's just
well, in this case, the guy lied his ass off about everything.
But then,
he played the Democrats' game against them. Lie about everything. SRD, have a great night, brother. I hope you're feeling better, man. What's happening, Mossy Horn Hunter? How are you? But yeah, man, this guy, George Santos, lied about everything. And basically conned everybody into voting for him and won.
He's a Republican?
Correct. And so that's why they're going full tilt. But he literally played the Democrats' game against them. Lie, cheat, and steal your way into office, and now they're in an uproar about it. So I think it's a little funny that they're so pissed off over somebody using their own tactics against them.
Well, what does he fucking stand for then? I mean, like, so he's a Republican. He ran as openly gay. He ran as Jewish. He ran as every other fucking thing. Got elected.
Turns out he's none of those things, or was none of those things, and now he's damage control over everything.
It shouldn't be, because like it kind of throws the myth of the right and the conservative into question. Okay. You're supposedly everyone the alt-right hates. He's gay, he's Jewish, he's this, he's that. Gets elected anyway.
Yeah.
And then it's like, actually, I'm not. I hate that they're going to have to go, this era.
It's crazy.
They're going to look back and call this the era of investigation, where everybody did was investigate fucking everything.
Yep.
It's just McCarthyism. Witch hunting bullshit from both of them.
Yep.
I don't like you. I'm going to investigate you, bro. Doing background checks. I'm going to dig up dirt. It's like government and paparazzi combined.
Yeah. And in a full surveillance state.
But they're eating each other. It's like you get to watch the government eat itself. It's incredible.
I love watching the whole thing.
For the record, I don't fuck with that
Santiago, you absolutely could be right. This guy could totally be some sort of Democratic plant to help destroy the Republican Party.
Like who?
Like George Santos.
Well, I was thinking...
Yeah, well, if you're going to come in and do some dumb shit, this is some dumb shit.
I was thinking Donald Trump.
You know he's a plant. He's got to be, man. He's got to be.
Can I go there? Can I say it? Donald Trump was the original Democratic plant to ruin the Republican Party. Look at what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Look at what happened.
So, over the years...
He was friends and chill with these people the whole time, and all of a sudden...
The whole political landscape has shifted, right? Everything has shifted. The Republicans nowadays are like the old school Democrats, right? The old school Democrats, everything has kind of turned itself on its head. Back to those 1984 references where everything that was is now topsy-turvy. And the Republicans actually act like the old school Democrats from back in the early 80s, right? And the new Democrats are like way the fuck over there, off the map, kind of, in some cases, and you still have your folks who will go either way because their values are still that of the old school Democrats. So, yeah.
I wish it, and a lot of fucking wishing one hand, shit in the other, figure out which one fills up faster.
TT1, thank you, my brother. We appreciate it.
What I wish we could find is a party, an ideology, a fucking whatever, a program. I don't know what words you want me to use, but you feel me. Where like progress with like, tradition and culture. We don't have to cancel who we are. We don't have to like constantly change who we are as a people and get on board with the next cultural thing and defy tradition and like find wrong with Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and every fucking thing that people just love.
Possibly could.
Because go ahead and ask your kids what all this stuff means to them, and it doesn't matter any of it except they just want candy and presents and shit.
Yeah, that's it. Give me my goodies, right?
But also while understanding that like progress has got to happen, unless you guys just decide we want to live in like a post World War II era forever.
Yeah. it feels like we're on our way to the World War III now, Livingston.
Well,
Really
it's interesting to know that World War II was directly caused by the way World War I ended. World War III, everything wrong with the world is still hinging on the way World War II and the peace treaties and negotiations were carried out. North Korea is mad at Japan and will be forever because of atrocities committed by the Japanese on Korean soil. They called it Manchukuo.
Okay.
As well as China. Why China and North Korea get along so well is because they were brutalized by the Japanese, who then, at the end of the war, got nuked, but then went right into the arms of the Americans. America became like our darling child. Or, excuse me, Japan became our darling child. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
They were never treated with the same hate and vengeance that like the Germans were. Like the Japanese did terrible fucking atrocities and almost all the same shit the Nazis did. But because they came with open arms and were just like, we're sorry and we'll never do that again, they got a pass. China and North Korea are still mad about that. Russia is still mad about the way like they had a complete like domination of Europe essentially.
Yeah.
They were a superpower.
Yep.
They're not anymore because of like moves made by NATO and whatever. We sort of won the Cold War. But every conflict and problem and everyone's beef with everyone these days, China, Russia, America.
Well, yeah, it all goes back to the old pissed offness.
The
right? way
way that World War II ended up and the piece of the pie that everybody got at the end of it.
Interesting. So, did you see that Governor Greg Abbott sent a Christmas gift to Kamala Harris?
I did.
Yeah, Christmas Eve, guys. Christmas Eve. Texas Governor Abbott dropped a bunch of migrants on Kamala Harris's doorstep. Now, we've talked about this in the past, and my feelings on it. Michelle the Great says 3 busloads of people dropped at her doorstep on Christmas Eve.
It's like 120 people.
These are people who came here for a better life, or for work, or for whatever reason, because they believe Title 42 is going to be scrapped, right?
Supreme Court deaded that, apparently.
Yes, we're going to talk about that here in a minute, too.
Do go on. I like the road you're going down.
All of these people, real people like you and I, different language speaking from a different place, freezing cold outside Kamala Harris's house. And these folks show up in, the clothes that they wore across the southern border in southern Texas. So it bothers me that they use people as political stunts. It sucks. It sucks. To do that to a human being is pretty wrong in my mind. So it doesn't, make me think more highly of them. But it sends a hell of a message. It does, but it's almost a Pyrrhic victory. Yes.
Where it's like, yeah, you won, but like at what cost? You look like a real asshole.
Yeah, you really, really do.
I hate that they do that myself, just like you said, but it kind of proves that like government will treat you like that. Not just them, but you too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's our last live stream Tuesday where we said, should you help?
Yes.
What we need to ask ourselves is it Abbott? Mm-hmm. Okay. Could Greg Abbott and his administration and the powers that be in the state of Texas, the first question we learned on that live stream was, can you help?
Can you help? That's the big question.
By the end of the live stream, we learned that if you can,
you should.
You should.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
I feel that he was in a better position to help.
Well,
and didn't.
They are inundated right now.
Texas is pretty fucking big, man.
Everybody thinks that Title 42 was going down.
Texas is pretty
and it
big.
was going to be washed away, and they could just walk over and basically become American citizens, right? So I've heard in the past that these these particular folks heard from people down there that if you come, you're accepting us, you'll take us. You'll take us. You know, it's too dangerous down here. You'll take us. You'll take care of us. And they literally, trek thousands of miles to get here to find out that, no, they're probably going to send you back, right? So it sucks, man. It sucks that they're using these people as political footballs. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I detest it.
I feel like at this point, like, why is the memo not trickled down? Like, don't come to America. Like, that shit's all fucked up. Like, they're still showing up here with still so much hope.
Yeah,
so much.
No,
like,
man, we're not as good as it seems.
Now, we all know that hope is not a good plan, and faith is what you make of it. But these people are coming here with a lot of both, and it's really going to ruin the idea, the dream that was America. Like, this is what we all need to get back in our minds. Is a dream that was America. Like, we're the best, we're the brightest, we're the all that. Like, I mean, I feel like that inscription on the Statue of Liberty, like at the bottom where it's like, send me your poor and your weak and you're downtrodden, and I think that was misinterpreted. Like, we don't want your trash.
Oh man.
But it was that even if you fucking are, there is a life for you here. There is your dream.
You have a chance here. You have a chance, right?
The streets are paved in gold, and then you get here and you find out they ain't paved at all.
No, it's nothing but potholes. Nothing but potholes. It's not a political football. It's giving free rides to the people who want them. See?
Hate the game then, not the player.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Back to my boy Santos, was that his name?
Yeah.
Because if what he did was legal, it doesn't matter whether it was right. Do you see? This is society right now. There is a big difference between what is legal and what is right, and a big difference between what is wrong and what is illegal.
Vincent Boogaloo says Santos is a G. Yeah, man.
What?
He swindled and hoodwinked and got where he wanted to be.
Take the L. That's all.
So here's another news flash for everybody.
Thank you, Vin.
Mike Pence is not running. That the FEC filing is a fake. So if you guys have seen the thing and think that Mike Pence is going to run in 2024, so far they're saying that is not legit. It's a fake. It's a phony.
We have that on good authority from Zach Schoenfeld of The Hill.
At thehill.com.
We don't want to commit too much copyright infringement, you guys. So I want to show you guys this stuff, but look it up.
Yeah.
If you're that worried about it.
Pence is not.
If you're here, you already know. Pence is not running.
Yeah, he's not. I will not do that. I will not do that. Trump says Mitch McConnell is a traitor. He's a traitor. He's a traitor because he sided with the big spending bill, right?
Of course they fucking did.
Right, trillions of dollars. Santiago says he graduated from Harvard.
Me too.
Yeah.
I graduated from, I was built in a Russian laboratory. I know more than him. I receive regular firmware updates. You guys.
But Trump's claims today, Mitch McConnell is a traitor and that the Democrats must have some serious dirt on him because of the way he sided. And there it is. He says there was, 18 other Republicans that sided with him for this bill. And
or what? Shut down the government again. Listen, I get it. Here's this. Always with Trump is the lesser of two evils. And he was like, no, not passing the shit. Shut down the government. And you know what they did? They shut down nothing but essential fucking services that were for you, me, and him.
Yep.
And nothing for themselves. Mm-hmm. So I get it. You go ahead and secessio plebis a fucking government funding bill and nothing happens except you can't do anything.
Well, no, it's just you can do whatever you want. They still want you to go to work. You're just not going to get paid for it. If
government
you work
shuts
for it,
down.
they'll
Oh,
govern,
cool. So the government
right?
don't work. Let me be clear. The government still works. I'm like, that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Government shutdowns aren't real anyway. It is, again,
Political stunt. Political stunt.
it's not the players. It's the fucking game.
Yeah, but in this case, a lot of folks' livelihoods is the game that they're playing with. They're playing with your paycheck.
And because here the players are allowed to make up the rules of the game, again, as we already visited.
That's very, very, very true, Livingston, man. They're literally
I'm so proud of you
making
learning how to,
up
like, he's like,
the rules
control.
as it goes along here.
He's controlling this live.
So yeah, Trump and McConnell, not so good. 17 other Republicans voted in favor of the bill. And he says the Marx Democrats must have something really big on Mitch McConnell to get him and some of his friends to pass the horrendous omnibus bill. So bad blood in the water with the Republican folks already.
Listen, I ain't no friend of Mitch McConnell. Like, that guy needs to look like he need to get out of government 30 fucking years ago. He looks like a turtle, like, that got out of his shell.
Yeah, if we could get
Young
limits
blood
on
in
Congress,
office.
we'd be doing much better. And not like that one-eyed Den Crenshaw guy. He's a traitor. Believe that.
Well, Pioneer Spirit, all I got to say is, like, for everybody that does vote, I don't know, because I've thought about, like, what if everybody didn't vote? Like, what if just no one voted? Okay, then I can't even imagine what system rigging fucking nonsense would occur, or what weird triggers would be enacted because that happened. Like, I feel like they already have a rule for that. Like, here's what happens if nobody votes. I don't know what to think. I feel, as an American citizen, that actually I have no power whatsoever.
Yeah, you have no say anymore. This is literally taxation without representation, folks. Vision Preparedness, Livingston Man for Congress.
This is taxation with representation. The King of England is rolling in his grave laughing. How do you like that, you filthy colonials? There's taxation with representation, fucking idiots.
The government in 2022 passed 6 major bills, right? There's 6 of them that they have passed. The first one was the Climate, Health, and Tax Bill, right? The Inflation Reduction Act. It was the largest attempt in U.S. history to combat climate change with $369 billion package of clean energy funding, covering cars, homes, and businesses. They want to curb methane emissions and sets aside money for communities heavily affected by air pollution and other climate-related issues.
E.g. big cities.
Yes, yeah. Well, your smog-ridden California, your New York cities.
The way that boils down, though, is that now here in New York, our people from the Green North, in a year or two, you will not be able to buy a new internal combustion engine machine or way to everything's going to be electric. There's no more burning of quote unquote fossil fuel,
except for the energy plants that burn them like a mofo to try and produce that electricity.
That's different. Their friends sit on the board.
See, double standard. Yeah. The climate legislation also contained new measures to lower prescription drug costs. And it put a $2,000 yearly cap on out-of-pocket costs for prescriptions through Medicare and a $35 a month insulin cap. Now, if these things actually helped, I really hope they helped. This was something that was Kamala Harris vote that passed this, this climate change.
Everything is 5150.
Inflation Reduction Act.
Of course, it was. It required Vice President Kamala Harris to break the tie.
There you go.
And 220 to 207 in the House.
Not a single Republican voted for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will notice that every single big issue is split right down the middle, 50-50.
Yeah.
And you need someone to break a tie. America cannot hold on with this attitude much longer. There are 2 kinds of Americans anymore. If these polls and numbers and statistics,
of people that are polled and the people that aren't.
Whatever these stats these people are pulling up, it confirms it every time. Every single election is boiling down to 47-53.
It's close. It's
Everything
close.
is right up the middle.
We're so split. It's not
how fucking long are we all going to really coexist before it just...
I don't know.
North, South, I don't know, America?
So they also passed a new election law that was aimed at preventing another January 6th. The massive government funding bill that passed Friday included a major election reform package. This is something you may not have heard of. The Electoral Count Reform Act will revisit the 1887 Electoral Count Act to make clear the vice president cannot discount electoral votes. It'll raise the threshold for obligations from one member of each House and Senate to 1/5 of both chambers. It'll also prevent competing states of electors and simplify state certifications with mechanisms to assure the rightful winner is certified. Now, this was all part of the government funding bill that just passed, that omnibus bill, right? So very, very interesting.
Here's the real tell. This package is aimed at closing gaps in federal law that former President Donald Trump and his allies sought to exploit to stay in power after losing the 2020 election. It's designed to protect U.S. elections going forward and prevent another January 6th. That's biased news reporting right there, but
absolutely. Absolutely.
I take that back. They said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, they did. The next thing that they passed.
Here's the thing, now see what President Donald Trump and his allies sought to exploit were what was legal, not what was right.
There you go. They also passed the toughest new gun law in 30 years. It says for the first time in nearly 3 decades, Congress tightened gun laws in response to growing public support for action. The Safer Communities Act, a bipartisan bill led by Chris Murphy and John Cornyn from Texas, it includes grants for states to pass red flag laws designed to block people who could pose a threat to themselves or others from purchasing a gun. This is the red flag law thing that they passed. It beefs up background checks from 18 to 21-year-olds and opens the door to examining juvenile records in an attempt to close the boyfriend loophole by keeping firearms away from dating partners who are convicted of abuse. So this was a gun law that was passed. Not quite as broad as Canada's gun laws, right? They went a little...
The toughest gun law in nearly 30 years, that shit sound weak as fuck.
Well, it's not though, Livingston, man, because it's a red flag law, and anybody can kind of just throw the red flag law, and all juvenile records are supposed to be sealed. So for them to be able to
go ask your local DMV. Go ask the DMV if you're fucking
good.
Go ahead, go look at your driver's abstract.
They also passed a law to improve U.S. competition with China. The CHIPS and Science Act was a piece of legislation that the U.S. doesn't intend to fall behind China when it comes to global competitiveness. Maybe if we had kept the kids in school, we could stay globally competitive, but we're going to have this little gap in there. Right?
What it does is it makes a whopping $280 billion investment in U.S. semiconductor manufacturing, research, and development.
Now,
tax breaks for the production of said.
Now, when I saw them pass this, I said to myself, we just gave up on Taiwan. Taiwan is the biggest chip manufacturer in the world. And if we lost them, we would be in big trouble. And the first thing that they do is pass the CHIPS Act and bring all that manufacturing back home. So it's kind of setting the stage for what's to come. Like, we had to get the ball rolling here because they're going to pull the rug out.
Y'all want to support Taiwan, but you want America first. Like, you see what they did? Like, I mean, this is what I mean by progress. Yeah. You guys can fucking piss and moan because... honestly, somebody else did it.
Yep.
But we shall see what this really means for America. But bringing a capability like this home is extremely important.
It is.
Okay, we couldn't do what we're doing now without like microchips, you guys.
Exactly. So the next thing that they did was they enshrined gay marriage, right? It is now protected.
I was still on about like how like tech has become a strategic resource.
Oh, big time.
Just like
big
oil.
Time. Gotta have it.
Enshrine same-sex marriage. Now, I read about this bill, and actually, this is another one that's got no teeth, and I was like, okay, so that was just like a bunch of
words, right?
Because in states where gay marriage is still illegal, it doesn't change anything.
So that
it protects it in states where it's already illegal.
This is what your government has done for you in 2022. And unfortunately, whoever's there is going to be there for the next 2 years, right?
Green freezer.
They're going to be there for the next few years. And there you have them, man. That's the 5 bills that Congress really got into, right? They really got into.
I was not a big fan of any of them except for the microchip one because I thought that was important. The same with like drilling for oil. Can I borrow your lighter now?
Certainly.
The drilling for oil thing, and again, I think we got to get over it.
We're going to skip that.
There was a new thing where the scientists learned how to make cold fusion, finally.
Yeah,
they produced an energy reaction that produced more energy than it took. This is huge, and it could be another huge game changer. But it's going to require, I know everybody hates this, funding, time, research, patience,
development.
But these are things that will change like the future. So unless you all want to live in a never-ending present, there is no past, there is no future. We have to look toward like moving our world forward, and
some way or another, right? We gotta keep moving forward, guys.
There are things that all of these political people do that I hate. I don't care what side they're on. I'll fucking shit on them because they're doing something that I don't like. But whoever it is pushing forward and making like the human race at this point evolve. Like we got to get behind it, everybody.
Yeah. Just like Vincent Boogaloo said, just don't microchip me, bro. Don't microchip me, bro. I don't want your chips in my hand.
That's when they get, fucking guerrilla warfare. Like
I don't want to be that. But the
Supreme Court, I don't have time for a guerrilla war. I have to go
has
to work.
stepped in and saved Title 42.
Explain it.
So, in a blow to the Biden administration, the ability to set the nation's immigration policy, the Supreme Court on Tuesday said that the government could not halt the expulsion of migrants for public health reasons under the controversial Title 42 program. That has been in place since the early days of COVID, and it must continue while the court assesses a lawsuit filed by Republicans in 19 states who say the unwinding of Title 42 would unleash a national catastrophe, Livingston, man, a catastrophe. There will be a huge wave of migrants. There are already record crossings. And if Title 42 ends, the floodgates are essentially going to open. So Title 42 basically allowed us to send these people back because of the public health emergency, right?
Neil Gorsuch says that because Title 42 applies to the COVID pandemic, that the current border crisis, by definition, is not a COVID crisis, as that pandemic was declared ended.
That's right.
Courts should not be in the business of perpetuating administrative edicts designed from one emergency only because elected officials have failed to address a different one. We're a court of law, not policymakers of last resort.
See, so at some point here in the near future,
you can't use laws you made for one crisis and all of a sudden be like, oh, we're going to use them for a different one, is what he's saying.
Exactly. So you're going to have to, Congress is going to have to get its shit together and deal with immigration here in the next, I would say in the coming year, we're going to have something on immigration. We're going to have to, because we are literally at our breaking point now, with all of the folks who are coming in.
With the double standard. Now, I remember clearly that closing a border at all, deporting people at all, treating them as anything other than full-blooded American citizens at all was racist. and colonialist and terrible and everything else. Now, why are the Democrats fighting so hard to keep this in place? We got to get these people out of here. What is this?
I don't know.
Folks,
I don't know.
This entire system is a fucking joke.
It really is. It really is. We're in trouble.
You would have to be blind and deaf to not see it and hear it.
Yep. It's very true.
As we lean toward tomorrow, which is we all going to die Wednesday, I want you to think about what are we going to do about this system that presents itself without shame as corrupt, dangerous, inconsiderate. What do we do against this as freedom-loving Americans? As you're shown,
Secessio plebis.
as you're shown this nonsense
That's
every
what we
day,
gotta do, man.
as they continually stick this finger up your ass with a smile on their face. What do we do about it?
We have to push back some way. Vincent Boogaloo says balkanization. Now that is, there's a lot of states.
That is not a solution. That is indeed a consequence.
Yeah, but there's a lot of states who are thinking, especially in New York, we want to divide and be an autonomous region from the city governed by separate sets of laws. We're not a mega city up here. We got more cows than we have people. We don't need New York City style laws in a rural place like this. But, California is thinking about the same thing. There's a lot of states that are thinking about, becoming their own thing. And it's crazy. It's crazy. The balkanization could be a real thing, Vincent Boogaloo. It really could. Now, there is something I kind of want to leave everybody on a cliffhanger for. There is the potential for a second war in Europe to break out here
now. Serbia and Kosovo are pissy with each other, right? Yes. Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Here we go again.
It is not looking good.
These Eastern European wars are always ugly, man.
Yeah. Not looking good. And things are escalating everywhere around the globe. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on We All Gonna Die Wednesday and see where this goes.
If you're a pious type, you might be inclined to think that the four horsemen are loose. And you wouldn't be wrong.
No, because it sure does look like it, man. It sure does look like it.
Well, you got death, famine, plague, and
it's everything is on the menu.
Death,
folks.
famine, plague, and war.
Everything is on the menu. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Everything is on the menu. The Archduke watches back for real, Yardbirds, for real. But Totalitarian Tuesday, booyah. That's it. Vision preparedness. Today is not our day to die. Correct, my friend, correct.
We always have tomorrow.
We are the prepared. We are the folks who should make it through whatever comes our way, whether it be natural disaster, a snowstorm, all those folks in Buffalo, that was just terrible. Tragedy, avoidable tragedies. Preparedness goes a long way, a real long way. And
it's going to make the difference between who's left and who's not.
It's true.
That thunderclap happens to people who were prepared in any respect at all.
Yeah,
that fucking Leatherman, Leatherman and that flashlight in your pocket mean a difference between you can't imagine the difference that makes to someone that never.
And no one had to use it.
To the person that it never occurred to them they need to do anything but watch their television. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming by. Yeah, Totalitarian Tuesday.
That's right, Totalitarian Tuesdays.
I hope to see as many of you and more.
Yeah, tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat channel. We All Gonna Die Wednesday. I got some stuff tomorrow too. I haven't done a giveaway in a while. If you guys have ever been to a live event, I like to do giveaways. And I haven't had a live event in a while. So I'm fiending to give some stuff away, Livingston, man.
Post Christmas, it's pretty easy, man. I got some
give some stuff away, folks. So tomorrow we're gonna have a box of goodies, and you'll have to come by, and we're gonna, build the plane as we fly it, as we do every week. But yeah, we got some giveaways in the works tomorrow. So don't forget to join us on the We All Gonna Die Wednesday. And I would like to end tonight with saying a rest in peace to our good friend of the channel, North Shore Preparedness. You will be greatly missed, my friend. And I would like to thank you for all that you did for the prepper community. Rest in peace, Sean. And to everybody out there, have a great night, and we will catch you all tomorrow. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival, and we're out of here.